Well, I'll go first this time. Yeah, I mean, there was lots, a huge amount. But again, one of the things I remember most was when we first started performing in Tokyo. In our first time, we were in Japan twice, and the first time we were there in Tokyo, and we did, I think it was a preview, or it was certainly our first performance with people. And we go out there, and we had surtitles, and the Shojiku, our producers, were constantly trying to finesse the timing of how the surtitles came up so that it would be in sync with our delivery. And also so that the laughs wouldn't be like in the middle of the next line or anticipated before we even got the line out. So that everybody was working really hard, and we were out there and we're performing, and we come back off stage after at the interval, and we look at each other and we go, "Oh my gosh, it's disastrous. Like nobody's laughing. The first act is supposed to be a laugh riot, and it was quiet as crickets." And so then our producer Yoshi comes back at the interval and he goes, "Oh my gosh, they're loving it. They're going crazy." And we're going, "Are we insane? How is this possible?" And it's because in Japan, very often, the laughter is more like this. And so it wasn't the raucous belly laughs that we were used to, but Yoshi assured us that they were loving it, they were laughing. And then again, at the end of the show, we were used to people standing up. It's kind of de rigueur in any show in North America these days, but it was relatively rare in the 90s anyways. But they would stand, and that's what we were used to. And nobody stood in Japan, and they weren't yelling bravo or any of the things we were kind of used to, but they just kept on clapping. And we would go off, and they kept on going, so we came back on. And they kept on going, so we'd have to come on, and we would keep having to come on and on and on. And at one point, Yoshi came back and said, "You have to play another encore." And we go, "We don't have another encore." And so he said, "We'll play Sheep May Safely Graze again." And then so it was always that's how they showed their appreciation. So again, it was a different reaction culturally, but equally large.
Yeah, I'd have to say that was the thing that distinguished Japan, was the vocal reticence of the people to laugh out loud, which was, I think, born out of politeness and a desire not to interfere, but to keep watching with anticipation. And then once we got that energy from them, once we knew what it was a real pleasure to play. We also got to tour a little bit. Just seeing Japan for me was amazing. We went to Kyoto, and where else did we go, Richard?
Well,
Oh yeah.
Osaka and Sendai and Nagoya. And I also did a trip to Hiroshima, which was very powerful for me. And yeah, see the country and the people and the food and everything about it is so wonderful.
The food was unbelievable, and the graciousness of our hosts, and the way they took care of us was unprecedented anywhere in the world. We were we were treated like royalty, by our producers, and yeah, it'd be really hard to single out anything. The cultural differences are so vast and interesting, and I think we always had a lot of laughs.
Enjoy the show. We hope it speaks to you. We hope it makes you laugh. We hope it moves you. We hope there's some relation to your life, whatever that might be. But I just hope that audiences enjoy it.
Yeah, I hope people really, really like it. We're thrilled that it's happening, and Japan is very, very special for us, and it's a special place in our hearts. And I'd come back. I think probably it's the only place that we would agree to do the show again, would be to go back to Japan. So call whoever you need to call and tell them you want to see these guys live.